Hi there, Phil Williams here with the Global Wisdom Project, and this is kind of a classic Phil story, and one that I think a lot of friends of mine know, but maybe not a lot of other people know. So here goes. When I was a junior in high school, both my parents worked, so I had a couple hours free to myself after school, and I came home one day, bored as a junior, 17-year-old is, and my mom had just gotten a new vacuum cleaner. It was like a cylindrical vacuum cleaner. And I decided to take it out, give it a test drive. So I was just vacuuming the floor just to see how it worked. It was a really good vacuum cleaner, It was really powerful. And this was, I think, maybe April or March time frame. And we hadn't had a fire in our fireplace. It was like a wood-burning fireplace for easily a couple of weeks. But there was still some ash in the fireplace. I thought, okay, let's see if this thing can suck up the ash. So it sucked it up, brilliant. Basically cleaned the whole fireplace, and that was that. So I kind of put it away, left it alone, and got bored and decided to go upstairs to watch TV. And I was upstairs watching TV for about maybe about a half hour or so. And I said, maybe I'll go downstairs and go outside and play some basketball. So I walked downstairs, and the entire first floor of my parents' house was covered in smoke, in thick smoke. And I was like, totally, I was like running around to find where it was. Opening up the windows, and I went into the living room, and where the vacuum cleaner was pluming smoke out of it. And I opened up the vacuum bag, pulled out the bag, and was totally practically on fire. Ran outside, and my folks' place at the time was at the end of a dead-end street, and behind that street was a 60-acre field that was surrounded by a fence. It was basically like a Horizon Tower field. So, you see those, like you have four big, skinny metal towers in this big open field. But we used to hang out there, we'd throw parties there, the whole thing. But it was surrounded by like a fence. So I ran up there with a burning bag, a vacuum bag of hot coals, and threw it over the fence into the field. I thought, at least for now, out of sight, out of mind. Ran back down to the house and, opened up all the windows, turned on the fan, just let it air out as much as I could. And I was like, after doing all that, I was exhausted. I was just like, I'm going to take a nap for a little while. And I went upstairs and, took a nap for like a half hour, 40 minutes, something like that. Came back down, and the smoke had, pretty much all cleared out of the first floor. And I said, okay, now, I'll go in and I'll take, play some basketball. And I'm going outside, and my parents at the time, they had a carport, so I could kind of see out, and I can kind of see my neighbors congregating around at the end of of our street and kind of looking up at something. I'm walking out, and I come up my basketball, and I'm looking at them, and as the carport is receding, I just see this giant 300-foot plume of smoke rising from the field, and I was just like, holy shit, like dropped the basketball, and my neighbor, our neighbor at the time, Mrs. Ryan, she's like, should I call the fire department? And I was like, absolutely not. and my mom's coming home soon from work, and I'm freaking out, and I'm like attaching hoses together, and I'm, wrangling hoses to try to, make it long enough, and I attached like 3 hoses together, and, got the hose out there, and it had spread. I could see it had spread really far, but it was not very big. It was not like, it had not caught the trees on fire or anything like that. It was just low and wide. So I was spraying as much as I could, the field in the back, and got most of it pretty much under control. It was just kind of steaming after that. And, it was basically like grass had caught on fire. So I, came back home, and I was totally exhausted afterwards, and crashed down on the couch. And I could hear my mom, she drove in, and she's, getting ready, probably getting dinner ready. And all of a sudden I just hear, "Philip, what happened to my vacuum cleaner?" I was like, oh, busted, oh man. So that is a lesson to, I don't know, all high school, all high school students. A, don't suck up ash in a fireplace. B, leave the vacuum cleaner alone. Don't play with it. Anyways, that is my story from high school.